Well, you already know this. Here is one of the most successful, consistently powerful center stage professional athletes of our lifetime. 9 Wimbledon championships, singles, 18 Grand Slam titles. I am honored to present one of the very few members of tennis royalty. Ladies and gentlemen, Martina Navratilova. You're hot, kid. Tell you what, you're in New York, too, you know. We're tough. It's been a while.
I got my bodyguard.
That was a very, very sincere welcome to you, Martina. Did I do something wrong? Oh, it fell off. Thank you. I'm new in the business and still in my training session. Well, look, not to be one to start on a negative note here, but it's got to be kind of wonderful to lose and the next day get welcomed like this. It hasn't been always this way in your career.
Well, usually you get a bigger welcome when you lose than when you win.
No kidding.
But I'd rather get a smaller welcome and win. But last few years, it's been great either way. I won in Oakland a couple weeks ago, and the crowd was fantastic. And I lost here in New York, and the crowd was fantastic again.
They were pulling for you.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Against Monica. Well, you know, you had the same problem Jack Nicklaus had when he came to the Pro Tour. We didn't want to see Arnie the King fold. Mm-hmm. And then you were there to challenge Chrissy, and Chrissy had made her fans. It's different now, isn't it? You must feel that you are appreciated as not only an athlete, but as a person more than ever in your career. Do I speak the truth, I ask you?
Well, I figure if I stay in the game long enough, I'll get everybody on my side. I think just being around and people getting to know me. I started off on a negative note when I came here. God, these chairs are uncomfortable. I can't
sorry. Move up here. Yeah, like that. That's good.
And came here from a communist country, and was very comfortable in the States. Made it very clear that I loved being here. I went overboard. You know, I bought all this jewelry. I had 5 necklaces and 6 bracelets, and I was like a kid in a candy store. And also, I started threatening Chris, which is a no-no, because Chris is such an institution, and you're a girl next door. And I was big. I was overweight as well then. You know, big muscles, I played an aggressive game, and it was a tough situation for me. I didn't know how to deal with the press. I got very defensive regarding answering questions, and so I sort of started off on the wrong foot. I used to whine a lot. I still whine sometimes, but not as bad. And it was an uphill battle for me from the beginning, and it took me a long time to get my point across and for the people to understand a little bit where I was coming from, and for me also not to be defensive about myself.
Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Navratilova, could you
Martina,
have...
please, I'm not that
Martina, very good. Well, could you have expected the press that you have received following your comments about Magic Johnson, a man that you've met, liked very much?
I still do.
Still do, always will. But... you did make the point that if a gay person had said this, or if a woman had said this, she'd be called a slut. And a gay person would hardly have received the same kind of positive attention that has extended to Magic.
Right.
My guess is that he might agree with you as well. Please review for this audience exactly what you said and share with us one more time. Thank you.
I don't know exactly what all I said. I don't know exactly what was written, but apparently it was very accurate. The interview I did with the Post, Dave Hansen.
The New York Post has done the first and best and most thorough work on this. May the Lord shine his blessings down upon the much maligned New York Post. There is a reason we have more than one newspaper in New York, and this may be one of those. So really, I say sincerely, good for them. But I do ask you to share it now with our audience so that they might have a more informed questions for you as we make our way.
Well, basically, I I was asked how I felt about magic and everything that's happened with him since his revelation. And what I said was that I thought if it had been a male or female athlete that got it through a homosexual contact, that person would not be viewed as a hero or a heroine. Because there have been few athletes that have had AIDS, either through drugs or sex, and they've gone, they died, and nobody made a big deal about it. It was just a little thing in the paper. Certainly their names were not as big as Magic, not that many are. But still, I felt that there was a big-time double standard. Rock Hudson, you know, all of a sudden his star wasn't shining so brightly anymore because he had been gay and had been trying to hide it for a long, long time. And I also felt that the fact that Magic had been promiscuous by his own admission, had slept with hundreds, perhaps even 1,000 women, which those numbers just are staggering to me. Of course, next to, or to anybody, I imagine.
I'll tell
next to Will Chamberlain, he pales in comparison.
Yeah, next to Will.
But I guess it's all relative, you know?
Well, you can get tired just reading about these guys.
I felt if it had been a woman that made those revelations, you fell off again. Yeah. His mic fell off, that is. I felt if it had been a woman, not an athlete or anybody, but it's just a woman saying I got AIDS because I was not protecting myself during my intimacies with hundreds and hundreds of men.
You would be irresponsible.
Whoa, you are a prostitute, and the corporations would drop you like a lead balloon. That was my direct quote. You know, you would not be getting contributions from your advertisers, and you certainly wouldn't be getting no new deals, and would not be asked to be a spokesperson in the presidential commission and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So there was, I felt, a big double standard there.
The issue of gayness and being in the public eye is an interesting one. First of all, I assume, among other things you want to say, being out is a lot easier, I assume. No, it isn't. No.
Well,
aren't you a happier person out than you were?
It's not in or out. For me, it's I'm not out there to say what I'm doing in my private life, but if I don't think it's anybody's business really, except for the people that I'm loving with. But you know, if you're really going to ask me and really want to know, then I'm not going to lie. You know, I either say don't talk to me about it, it's none of your business, but I'm not going to say no, I'm straight,
right,
as a lot of people do, unfortunately.
That's right. Now, obviously, your first commitment is to be is to win tournaments, and that's as it should.
My first commitment is to be true to my integrity, to what I believe in. And that reflects in how I play the game, that reflects in how I answer questions.
But how good it is for you to have done this. I know you don't want to be Joan of Arc and all those other things, and you're quite right. We all want to live in a world where there is no need for a closet and where it's nobody's business and there's no curiosity about other people's business. Someday, maybe, not in our lifetime. In the meantime, struggling along as all of us are, how very, very positive it is for you to have been honest to yourself and to the press that dogs all world-class athletes, as it certainly dogs you. And what a positive step for young women coming up who may not need to have to be in the closet because of all the courageous things you did. Do you think about that?
Well, I get plenty of letters regarding that from young girls and boys. You know, some were thinking of suicide until they realized that it was that gay people were not weird and strange and you know, didn't have to feel like they were the only ones out there. And I think what I'm proud of is I seem to have bridged the fact that whatever my sexual preference is, people don't seem to care about it anymore. They accept me as the person, and that's what really it's all about. You know, being heterosexual isn't about sex. Being homosexual isn't about sex. It's what you're out as a human being, and there are a lot more qualities to you than preoccupation of who you sleep with.
Absolutely. And so this very, very sincere, and I'm an expert at this. I know about welcomes. Honestly, we've presided over a whole bunch of programs here. This was a very, very heartfelt greeting this audience extended to you, and we didn't go out and ask people to pass tests. This is a pretty good random sampling of good old America out here, and we're proud of that. And they're crazy about you. So, that's a good thing. My next question follows. Why don't the sponsors see this?
Well, because I still threaten people, obviously. If you speak out on any issue, you're going to end up alienating or threatening somebody, whether it's right to abortion, or was Anita Hill right, or was Clarence Thomas lying, you know, who was telling the truth. Anytime you express an opinion, you're alienating probably half the population. And I've certainly done that. And that's threatening to people. I still am asked to do public service announcements, for example, for recycling, or for a women's house organization in Denver is trying to get women off welfare. Those organizations still ask me to be a spokesperson because I am believable. I only speak for what I believe in, but people aren't going to say and call up a recycling center and says, I'm not going to recycle because Martina's endorsing your product.
It's a low-risk thing. I understand your point.
But if I endorse something else, people say, I'm not going to use your product because of Martina, and, you know,
but that's what the computers on Madison Avenue think, and I'm not sure that's true at all.
I'm not either. I think the majority of the people is beyond that homosexual issue, and rather would say, hey, if she really says she likes that product, it must be true, because I have turned down lots of offers that I have had in the past because I don't like the stuff. I don't drink it, I don't eat it, or whatever. So apparently I'm believable.
But do I understand that now your endorsements are rather confined to tennis?
They have been for a long time.
Shoes, clothes,
and I have a Denon patch that I wear, you know, on my sleeve, which is an electronics manufacturer, and that's about it.
So we're not going to see Martina Nupe it.
It would have been logical, since as a woman, I certainly Nupe it at least once a month. And as an athlete, more than once a month. I mean, you gotta take some eggs.
You're 35, and your bones, who would be better? And we certainly understand why they'd use Jimmy. Hooray for them. Good for Jimmy. But it has to be said, and again, this is out of our business, so you're not loaded, are you? I mean, you're not on welfare, but you're not loaded.
No. No, I've paid too much tax, too many taxes. Which I wouldn't mind if I knew where it was going, you know.
Interesting. And you know, there's some company on Long Island will tell you how many people love you. It's called a Q rating. Am I lying to these people? It's so. And I'm not, you know, you're in this computer. So they know who loves you, how old are the people that love you, what sex are the people that love you, what color are the people that love you, and they know something else. Who hates you, how old they hate you, what color are the people that hate you, because in order to decide whether or not you're good to sell their product. Isn't that interesting? Can you imagine? Everybody, it's called a Q rating, and I think everybody in America should have one.
I don't know. It could splat a lot of egos out there.
Magic, now we have the question of who's going to stay with Magic. Nobody had more endorsements, with the possible exception of Michael Jordan, than Magic. Any thoughts about that? Who stays? Who hangs on? Is there such a thing as corporate responsibility in this matter? Interesting.
Well, I don't think you should be dumping him just because of what he admitted to, because then again he would promote lying, and that's not what we're in this for. I mean, when as a parent you tell your kids, tell me the truth, they tell you the truth, you slap them. That's not the way for good parenting. I mean, if they tell you the truth, then you don't penalize them. You only penalize them for lying. So to reward people for lying is no good. I don't think these companies should dump Magic. I think his message should be not just to put on a condom, but don't be promiscuous either. You know, have loving... have loving monogamous relationships. Dan Quayle's message, don't do it at all, doesn't work either, because we're still going to do it. So there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere, but how loving a relationship can you have when you've known each other for 10 minutes?
His use of the word accommodated women troubles you.
Well, wouldn't it bother you? Oh, see, I can fit you in at 4:30. How's that for you? I mean, it sounds like a doctor's office. I think maybe it was just a poor choice of words on his part. But these men, not just Magic, the athletes are saying, well, these women are available, and I'm just trying to make them feel good, and if they're there, why not? It doesn't say much for the women, but it certainly doesn't say much for the men either. So.
It makes you wonder whether all these men should be on the road all that time, whether it's basketball, baseball, hockey, or football.
It's happening. We have escort services, all kinds of regular women that show up for those teams, and the rookies are going, oh, wow, this is great. This woman really likes me. And the next guy's saying, hey, she's been here for a while.
Yeah.
And
what is not so funny is that that one night can kill you.
That's right.
Kill you.
It's getting serious, yeah.
We are in New York City with Martina Navratilova, who, may I just remind this audience, on the occasion of her next singles title, and there will be one, she will surpass by one the all-time singles title record of Chris Evert Mill. And we'll be back in just a moment. Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever thought about having children?
I sure have. And, my clock is ticking. Certainly, I'm 35 years old. I like my life now, and I certainly, hopefully, will like it when I quit playing. But, I want to take some time off and not do anything for a couple of years after I quit. But I'm planning on playing a couple more years, then another 2 or 3 years. Then I'll be 40 years old, so that's going to be a dilemma of should I still have a kid then? I'd like to pass on the genes. I think I would be a good mother. I would love to have a little baby around. So I'm sort of very undecided right now. I don't know.
Somebody to grow up and clobber Monica Seles when she's there.
I don't think she's going to last that long. I mean, I have played mothers and daughters.
Yeah. How much older is Monica Seles' mother than you?
Quite a bit.
Oh, well, then somebody's only 3 years older. Is that Jennifer?
Jennifer's mother, yeah.
Yeah. I mean. And Monica's mother will only be a little pleased with your answer. Quite a bit.
Sorry.
But you don't have to apologize. Martina, then, so childhood is a possibility for you.
Sure. I don't know. I have to talk to Chris first. See how it's going for her. Every time I talk to her, she's breastfeeding and she's exhausted, so I don't know.
Do you have the tennis bracelet on that Chris gave you?
Pardon me?
Do you have the tennis bracelet on
I have it. I don't have it on. This is not it, but yes, I do have it. Thank you. Actually, it was a necklace that she gave me.
Let me share with you just a moment of Martina at work. Here's your 9th Wimbledon title. And yes, you did defeat Zina Garrison. Here are the final moments. There are no sound on this. I think this is probably because the lawyers got in this and we're not allowed to use. Here you are, 1990. How's this for a lob? Watch it. Zina, obviously far court. Here you go. There's the winner right there. I feel like we're watching something in a time capsule.
Well? I mean, aren't we NBC?
Yeah, there you go. Look at how happy you are.
Do Monica's sounds bother you every time she hits the ball?
Well, especially when the ball goes by me, it bothers me. At least now, yesterday, she was hitting the ball so hard that the sound and the noise, rather the velocity of the ball and the velocity of the sound that she makes are the same. But what's hard is when she makes a big noise and she hits a little blooper ball, and you're expecting this bullet to come at you. But it gets louder and louder as the point goes on, as well as the match goes on. And the problem is that you really depend on the sound of the ball, so that you hear it first before you see it, how it's struck. And if somebody misses a ball, you hear it before you see the ball act funny. And that's why also it's difficult to play at the US Open when the planes are flying, because you don't hear the ball bounce or hit the racket. And it makes it difficult to judge the ball. But I guess I'm used to it. I've played her so many times this last few months that I don't really notice it that much.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have one sister. She's 28, and she lives in Germany.
I don't have a hard time respecting you as a champion, but in your, same with Magic, with your personal choices that you've made, it's hard for me to encourage young people to treat you like a hero. Could you comment to that?
Why?
Because of the certain value system that I have, and the personal choices that you've made would be contrasting to that, and so I wouldn't.
What's your value system?
Well, I don't agree with people having relationships outside of marriage with anyone.
Well, how can I get married?
Sexual relationships, excuse me, having...
Well, I'd like to be married to a woman, but how do I do that in this country? It's only legal in Denmark.
Well, I don't agree with that lifestyle either.
That's what I was asking. What is your value, sir?
I agree. I think that a man should be married to a woman, and that should be only in the contract of marriage.
I see. Well, that's your choice, I guess. You know, you have people ask you, how did you become gay? And it's not a choice that you make. It's like me asking you, how did you become heterosexual? You know?
Have you thought about this? What would you have gay people do, just curiously? What would you have them do?
Well, I think that that's a hard question to answer directly, because I think that our value system here in America has shifted greatly. And so it's a very...
You don't want to receive them. You don't want to...
No, that's not true, because I have people in my family that have chosen that, and I accept them because I love them, but I don't agree with some of the choices they made. And I think... And so
Miss Navratilova is saying, among other things, that you don't choose your sexuality.
Well, I disagree with that.
Did you choose to be heterosexual?
I believe that God created me to have relationships the way that my value system supports.
Ah, value system. Does God know what a value system is? I guess it's who speak.
Yeah, but it is the feeling this young man expresses with no reservation is there, and it has to be understood that it's there. And we have to wonder how many people making decisions about, for example, how many endorsements you get, or any one of a number of other even more ominous decisions, like who gets a job, who gets promoted, and who gets an apartment. If we don't meet the challenge of dealing with this very real prejudice, a lecture that I don't have to give to you, Ms. Navratilova, and maybe we're gonna fix this in a hurry because of people like you. I hope you're complimented by what I'm saying. And we'll be back in just a moment.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
What's the dog's name?
KD, Killer Dog.
Killer Dog. Yes, it is a toy fox terrier. Here you are, Martina, defeating Steffi Graf to reach the finals in the Open, the U.S. Open 1991. Thank you, CBS. Watch this. Here you go.
I'm watching. This is fun. Playing in New York is always a treat.
There is sound on this.
That's the new forehand volley that I didn't used to have.
There you go.
Man, that was fun.
You wanted to say?
Well, it's fun for me to play the top players, and I haven't played Steffi for 2 years, and I have a lot of respect for her as a person as well as a tennis player. So it was fun to be on the same court with her, And in many ways, this year I had a better year last year because I beat the top players. Last year, I won Wimbledon, but I didn't beat the players ranked ahead of me. So it was a sort of a bittersweet year for me this year.
Is the caller there? Hi.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, Martina, you really don't want to break that tie with Chris Evert, do
Hi,
you?
Chris.
Chris Evert is on the line. Well, Mrs. Mill.
She keeps breaking all my records. I don't know.
You mean you're not breastfeeding right now?
No, I took a break. I took a break. He's happy right now, so another 2 hours it'll happen again.
Chris, let me remind this audience of what they already know, and that is that your baby is now 6 weeks old. His name is Alexander James.
Right.
And you agreed to check in with us from Aspen between your nursing chores.
Right.
And we're grateful. We've been talking about you in advance of your telephone arrival here. But congratulations from us personally to both your husband and to this beautiful child. How happy we are for you.
Well, the child, Alex, he has his timetable wrong because he sleeps all day and he's up all night. And then this morning, Andy, he was half asleep. He went in to brush his teeth with Desitin. So, but other than that, everything's running pretty smoothly.
Did you watch the Pro yesterday?
Yes. First of all, I have to watch all the tennis because I'm a commentator, so I sort of have to do my homework. But personally, I always watch Martina whenever she's on TV.
And
I like to ask Martina where she got that cross-court backhand topspin shot. Martina.
Well, I learned it back in about 82 so that I could beat you.
Martina, you did not have that in 82. You just started
I started hitting it back then, just not as well. I'm hitting it better now, but I learned it, yeah.
Remember I told you when I retired, I told you, you asked me, I remember very vividly, you asked me, you said, how did you beat me? The times that you beat me, how did you beat me? And I said, Martina, I love to hit to your backhand because you just slice that backhand back. And now I saw against Jan Novotny, you just fired a couple of cross-court tops and backhands. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen that shot before.
Well, well, you weren't at the net that often, though.
Oh, thank you. That's true. That's true.
No, I saw your backhand cross-court go by me many, many times, more than I would care to remember.
Well, you're certainly playing great tennis.
Thanks.
I think you're really playing well.
Chrissy, what a happy woman you must be.
Yeah.
So you'll forgive all these old questions and smile like you feel your teeth are going to crack, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Is there a chance that we would see you work again on the tour?
No. No.
You're sure?
No.
You're sure?
Yeah, I tell you what, Phil, if I was 18 years old, I would love to be a professional tennis player again, but, I'm 36, and mentally, my game was built on the mental aspect of it, and I'm just burned out. I just used it all up. And also, I think Martina would agree, when you get to a certain stage, a certain age, you really have to work physically twice as hard, and I'm just not willing to pay that price anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with having to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
And presumably that would be, when you get to that feeling, that's when you'll bail out, I assume.
Well,
isn't that the test?
I feel better now than I did a couple of years ago when my knees were giving out. So physically, I feel really good, but I think the hard work also comes mentally. Things that were natural to you 10 years ago, you have to think about, like move your feet, watch the ball, run. Very basic things. You have to repeat the basics all the time, and you think it would just become so automatic, you don't even have to think about it, but it becomes worse when you get older, which is absolutely the reverse.
Well, I also think that, Martina, you have a little more left. You have a lot more left in you than I did because I never was the wonderful athlete physically that Martina was. I had to rely on the mental aspect. And Martina, in the beginning years, she was so gifted that I don't think she used her mental capabilities to the height that she is now.
I didn't have very many.
Yeah. So you still have a lot left in you, and that few more years, definitely.
We're going to break here, Chris. Please kiss your baby and your husband too, and happy holidays to all of you there in Aspen.
Thanks. It's nice talking to you guys.
And may you have lots of snow.
Okay, Martina, come back and meet Alex.
All right. I will.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
How do you think think I admire your stance on what you said about Magic Johnson and about your stance with your own lifestyle. How do you think you can get other people who are in your same situation to do the same thing so that people like the gentleman from earlier will understand that these things have to be done, these things have to be dealt with, and it's not always the right way to do it when you're screaming, maybe just when you're living?
Whew, that's a hard one. I think the main thing that we need to remember is that, especially if we talk about gay issues or any issues when we're talking about prejudice, is that when we get religious, Jesus did not judge and only preached love and understanding.
I wanted to know if you have anybody special in your life at this moment.
Well, my oldest girlfriend right here, she's 10 and a half.
Martina, I'm from Fort Worth, and I was wondering if you were going to still call Fort Worth your home.
No, I have not been there for a while. Aspen is my home now. Texas will always be a very special place in my heart, Dallas and Fort Worth particularly, because Texas people really accepted me from the beginning, but I don't have anything there anymore.
Martina, I just want to say that I don't think the entire New York area, or that this country especially, believes what the young gentleman said. I admire you a lot for your stance, and that you did have the strength to come forward and say, this is what I believe, this is what I am, accept me for who I am. I also think that through what you're doing and through what Magic Johnson is doing, you're helping the ignorant portion of the American public as well as the world to understand what is going on, and that this is a disease, and it's horrible.
And it doesn't prejudice against anybody.
It doesn't prejudice against anyone, and I admire you very much for that.
Thank you.
I was just wondering what your relationship with the other players is like off the court. Like, do you go out, do you have fun, or it's all competitive?
Well, it used to be much more relaxed. More players would go out to dinner together. Chris and I would even practice together before we played each other. You know, that's unheard of now. Players have to have the court by themselves. They don't even want anybody to watch them. They're very secretive about it. They're not as social. You know, it's much more competitive because of the money involved. You know, everybody's got agents and friends and family and coaches and trainers and this and that. So the players don't get together as much anymore. It's the older folks like myself and Pam Shriver, you know, we'll go out and gab. And it doesn't matter if we just played against each other because it goes beyond tennis, our friendship. But most of the friendships out there are artificial. We get along because you see each other all the time, but it doesn't go much deeper than that. There's no real strong bonds.
Well, here it is. I feel only a little I don't know if I'd want to go on television and have the guy show my last defeat. But Martina, you need not be protected. You've come a long way without my presuming to defend you or protect you. None is needed. Here you are, and yes, here you are losing to Monica. This was yesterday as we taped. This is the 1991 $3 million Virginia Slims Championship at Madison Square Garden. Last couple of moments. Here we go. Martina and Monica.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose that last set 6-love, but Monica was not to be denied. She hit some great shots. I wasn't just very sharp yesterday. I hit some great shots, but I also hit a lot of mediocre shots, and you can't afford that against her. But she was zooming. She played really, really well, and you know, I got beat. For 3 sets, it was close. The last set, I got killed. Nice point.
There it is. You're almost even, aren't you, you and Monica, in your matches?
A lifetime of she's up 6-5 this year, 2-3. I beat her twice. She beat me 3 times.
Mm-hmm. So aren't you going to sell tickets, the two of you? Now, just one more time. What is the feeling looking across that net at a 15-year-old?
No, she's 17.
She is 17.
She'll be 18. She'll be 18 next month. That's all.
She is 17. Yeah, she's getting up there, right? But you have played 15-year-olds.
Yeah, well, Jennifer, 14-year-olds, even Andrea Yeager, Tracy Austin, when they first came on the scene. Jennifer, I played last year. She was just 14.
And, you know, is that in your head or no? I don't...
Well, the first time you play them, it's a novelty, but you don't think about the age anymore. I'm too worried about the ball that's coming over to think about how old the young they are. Yeah.
Now, it's a lot different now than when you came up, I assume. First of all, the media attention is enormous.
there was an obligatory press conference. I don't think you always had to do that, did you?
No, that's been happening for about 10, maybe 12 years.
Put a 15-year-old in front of the world's press, or a 17?
Well, if you want to go play, then you need to do everything else that goes with it, which means media, which means appearances, which means doing everything that comes along with being a professional.
But these women, these young women, Monica and all of them, are labeled. You know, there's this sort of a behind-the-scenes feeling about all of them, and it seems to me to be very... I don't think I'm going to change this, but you do have to wonder what this kind of world attention does to a 15, 16, 17-year-old, as I'm sure you already have wondered.
Well, it's going to be difficult for them to grow up and have a normal life, but I mean, I'm not going to have one normal life either after I quit, because I will have the recognition of who I am. I can't just walk down the street. So fame does that to you, and of course, if it happens at an earlier age, you don't really have a chance for much personal growth, emotional growth.
And we'll be back in...
I'm losing my voice.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
Yes, sir.
Martina, we remember in the 70s a battle of the sexes in tennis between Billie Jean King and some gentleman, I forget his name.
Bobby Riggs.
Correct. Do you envision yourself playing one of the top male players, and if you would, how much would you beat him by?
Well, I think I should play a top man when I'm about 55, and then we'll really know who is better. The battle of the sexes doesn't prove anything. It just means that either the man is young enough to win or he's too old to win. The men are better players. I mean, there's no question about that. If I was born a man, then I would be right up there with the men. You know, if I guess he was a woman, then I'd be competing against him. But the guys are stronger, and unless you want to do it illegally, then there's nothing you can do about it. And that's, you know, we're a separate entity, women's tennis and men's tennis.
Let me show
comparing
you.
It doesn't do any good.
I want to show you what we've unearthed here from the archives. I don't know what this isn't forever ago, but it's some time ago. Here you are. You're just warming up, I believe, at the Felt Forum.
Oh, my God.
Look at this. Now, look at the racket.
That's an old Spalding. I play with that racket. I mean, I would play with the same racket for like 3 months. Now the rackets don't last as long. I was a little overweight then. No, not too bad. I'd already lost.
No, you're looking fine here. But the racket.
77, I think. 76. Yeah.
And the equipment changes.
Oh, huge difference. Huge difference. I mean, that's why the players are hitting the ball so much harder. It's not that we're that much stronger. Yes, we are taller and somewhat stronger. But Monica doesn't budge with muscles, but she hits the ball a ton. She uses 2 hands, and the rackets make a huge difference.
Well, in relation to that, has your physical training changed as you've gotten older? And the new weightlifting or the weight training trend, are you doing that also?
I've been lifting weights on and off since, well, I would start way back in Czechoslovakia for 2 weightlifting sessions, and I didn't do anything for the rest of the year. I thought that was enough. But really consistently since about 82, to prevent injuries, not really to get stronger. I'm strong enough naturally, but just to maintain the strength so that when I'm in a 3rd set, I can still serve as hard as I did in the 1st set and to prevent injuries. And it's paid off quite a bit.
Boy, all my life to ask one question of Martina Navratilova. What gives you your inner motivation to meet the press, to get in front of situations, tennis or media? What gives you that poise and confidence?
Well, having done it, I guess, many, many times, I wasn't always this cool. I didn't know how to answer questions, but it comes with the territory. You play tennis, you have to answer questions, and then with that come shows or appearances, and so I've done it many, many times, so you get better at it, but still this is something different. You don't get a chance to do this very much. So I was nervous when I first came out here, but I'm okay now.
When did you first get interested in playing?
Well, my family played, so I came with them to the courts and just hit the ball against the wall for a couple of years. I was 5 years old, and I loved it. I loved playing with the ball, and actually my parents had to pull me away and say, sit down, you're playing too much.
On the lighter side, how is it you don't leap over the net every time you win anymore?
Well, because last time I did that, I tripped and I fell. And I was 13 years old, so I haven't done it since then.
Martina, how did you end up in a palimony contract, and how did it get resolved?
Well, it's still not quite resolved yet, and I really can't talk about it, but let's just say that I thought I was signing something else. And, you know, I was trusting and naive, and I learned a hard lesson.
How many more years will you play before you retire, do you know?
Oh, God. Are you pressed? They ask me that every day. I really don't know. I always thought I would play till I'm 30, and then I'll see, and I'm still seeing. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. The fans are tremendous. I'm still playing well, and I'm healthy, and the good outweighs the bad for me right now. When it becomes a grind, then I'll quit.
Yeah.
But
the music means we're longer, but I must say that this is a feeling, and I'm diagnosing it on television, so it's not very reliable. Your loss to Monica, you wanted to win and always will, but it didn't kill you. Some losses have emotionally killed you. Do I read this correctly? This one yesterday, you wanted to win, but...
No, well, I'm not going to cry out there after every time I lose. I actually spilled a couple tears after the audience gave me the ovation that they did after the match. But it hurt worse later. I wanted to win very badly.
You mean thinking about it, looking back?
Yeah, because I think looking back, I realized I had a lot more chances than I did while it was happening.
And we'll be back in a moment.
But, you know, I gave it my best. What can I do?
Yes, you did.
I have to go to a banquet tonight in Baltimore. And play
well, that's all right. Let's just show them now. Here you are in 1984 on the Donahue Show, and I'm using this because, roll this.
Because you want to play
this guy, all right, but I want you to see you and Chrissy at work.
Yeah.
Hello. 19...
I look better now, don't I? Oh, my God.
Chris Evert Lloyd in straight sets in the Virginia Slims. First time in history.
Yeah, now watch here. You go with Chrissy.
As some sports writers might have been able to predict, it didn't take 5 sets. And as you all know, Chris Evert is no pushover. It took her 1 hour and 52 minutes to do it, Ryan. May we just see that tape for a moment before we chat with
now, is it me
Martina.
or is this...
This is the moment most recently in New York. Martina, maybe you want to...
Slower than it is today?
We knew it was going to be 3 out of 5.
And isn't it the equipment, really?
I don't think wanted to go 4 or 5. See, there was a Thompson backhand. It was in 1984. And Chris said she hadn't seen that shot. She forgot this match. It was a very physical match. Yeah, I mean, the way Jennifer, the way Monica hits the ball, Jennifer as well, it's, you have to be much quicker these days, that's for sure. It's a really great event.
Look at
Oops, out of the arena.
Here's the winner. Here's the winner.
There's the lob.
No, sorry. No, this is long. This is long. What a fabulous go-get, though.
Yeah, the legs were a little more springy.
There it is. There's the winner.
But there's not quite as much give in the joints anymore, but they're still working pretty well.
But you can see the difference in the equipment from that and now.
Well, the rackets are more powerful now, but also because of the rackets, everybody hits the ball harder now all the time, and they're used to hitting it that hard. And you have to be quicker. There's no doubt about it.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
For a transcript of today's program, send $3 check or money order to Donahue Transcripts, 1535 Grand Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203, or call 303-831-9000.
Here is Martina at age 9 with her coach, George Parma, in Czechoslovakia. Well. Should we have known then that you grew up to be one of the premier, preeminent, dominating her sport like no other athlete in any sport? Yeah.
I think I already have the answer to this question, but when you take these difficult stands, does it hurt you behind the scenes to get some of the press that you get?
Well, it hurts. Some of it hurts, but this one particularly, the magic issue, has been very, very positive, and people are saying it's about time somebody said something. I can't believe nobody else did, so of course I'm the one that sticks my foot in my mouth. But I have to say what I believe in. But before we go off, I just want
Service
to say,
is provided
live
and
and let
promotional
live.
fees paid
That's
by
my
the
motto.
following.
And
Le Fleur, the captivating new gift collection of personal and home fragrance items inspired by the turn of the century. Le Fleur, somewhere inside, romance blossoms.
Kids just pop in the colored pegs to create favorite characters or their own light pictures. Light Bright from Milton Bradley.
For the perfect weekend and the perfect frequent stay program, check into the new Drake, the only Swiss hotel on Park Avenue.